And then we're going to talk about that question. So, and this is tough. I don't know that I have a great answer to it. From a design perspective, how would we address this sort of unsatisfied need that I feel? Well, what is it that I really want? Can we examine that? Like, I don't want to be able to ask any character about any arbitrary piece of evidence, right? I don't care about that as a player. I want to be able to ask characters about evidence that I think is relevant to them. And in particular, I want to be able to ask them about I want them to try to convince me of things that their version, their perspective on things that seem suspicious, right? So, taking as an example, Yuri shut down the boat trips. That seems suspicious because it may have prevented people from spotting KHX's body and caused his murder to go undetected for a while. Seems suspicious. I want to ask him, why did you do that? And have him have an opportunity to convince me, oh, there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for what I did. So, instead, what I get when I talk to Yuri, for example, is a whole list of, can you confirm the alibi of this other character? And a couple of them he has something to say, but for a bunch of them he just says, I have no idea, you should ask them, or you should ask somebody else. And the game is doing that because it wants it's prioritizing for me this cross-checking of alibis. That is something that the game values. The game values, or is projecting this value of, in a murder mystery, everybody should have an alibi, and everybody's alibi should be supported by other people, right? Other people should be able to confirm that somebody was where they said they were. And when you have a character like Crimson Acid, who doesn't have an alibi, not because she doesn't... I mean, she does have an alibi. Her alibi is she was in her hideout when the murder happened. But she doesn't have anybody who can confirm that, right? That's seen as a suspicious thing. And that is... I mean, that's totally reasonable. That's a reasonable value to have. But the game sort of values that in a way that leads it to present, for every character, the ability to try to support every other character's alibi. And that's not my favorite part of the game, right? My favorite part of the game is not going through the list of dialogue options and seeing somebody say, I don't know where that person was. I don't know where that person was. Why don't you ask somebody else where that person was? I feel like that could be cut down. Like, I don't need to see that so much. Whereas, I do wish that I had more of an opportunity to say to Yuri, not just, hey, where were you at 12 o'clock last night when the murder took place? Do you have an alibi? But also, hey, what do you think about this secondary mystery that I found? What do you think about the fact that the boat rides stopped unexpectedly? Do you have anything to say about that? Which I feel like that could be dialogue that gets prompted even before I have any real evidence. And even if it didn't go into, well, don't you think it's suspicious that you did that when it caused X and Y and Z? Even if it was just like, hey, Yuri, I noticed that the boat rides stopped. Do you have anything to say about that? And then that's something that I could ask to anybody. I could say like, hey, Sam, did you notice that the boat ride stopped? What do you think about that? And Sam might say like, I didn't realize that happened. I wasn't paying that much attention to the boat. Or Lydia might say, oh yeah, I heard that that Yuri did that. I'm not sure why. I meant to ask him, but I never got around to it because there was a gruesome murder. Like that is that level of interrogation about mysteries rather than about alibis, I would find more satisfying. And so I guess what I'm saying is, as a developer, you have to think carefully about how are you filtering all of those possible conversations, all of those possible intersections of people and evidence, and also sort of like framing, because me saying, like, do you know anything about the boat rides is different from me saying, isn't it suspicious that the boat rides stopped, is different from me saying, I don't know, something more accusatory, something that's like, or can you explain what happened to the boat rides, why the boat rides stopped? Here's some evidence that suggests something. Like, those are all different framings. There's an enormous narrative space that of all of the conversations that the player could potentially have. How do you sort that so that the conversations that the player wants to have are represented as much as possible? And some of that is like, it's imperfect. There's always going to be a player who wants to have a conversation that you did not think was important enough to include among the list of conversations that could possibly happen. And vice versa. Like, I don't think some of those conversations about alibis are that important. I don't really feel like they should be there. But they are, because that sort of represents how the designer filtered and sorted and sectioned off the possibility space of these conversations. Maybe if conversation structure was related to our evidence structure, a tree of ask about alibis, I know about these alibis, or ask about other crimes, options there. Yeah, I think that there is potentially something there, and I like the idea that, hey, in our notebook we have listed out all of these crimes, all of these like questions about suspicious activity in this particular way, right? Like, we've identified them and listed them under these names. Those are things that I would like to be able to ask characters, especially characters that seem to be relevant. And actually, wait, I'm gonna leave. Oh, can I leave this? Yes. If I go into my case files and I look at like Henry's escape, right? I've got this. This is how the game has organized all of the questions that I am asking about the island. Which one did I do? Henry's escape. And then it is collecting evidence that I've found associated with each of these characters, right? So I guess I feel like this should correspond to the conversation that I can have with these characters. And you know what? I think maybe it does. No, not exactly. I wasn't able to ask Henry about Akiko's knife. There was nothing there. I did ask Akiko about New Night. I asked about the procedure that she broke. I think I asked about the time frame. I don't think I was able to ask about inhibitors, but like there is some correspondence here, and maybe actually the problem that I have is that boat rides shut down is in here under unsorted evidence. Why is that under unsorted evidence? Like, there's apparently, that suggests to me that there is a larger mystery that the boat rides are part of that I haven't discovered yet, but I will eventually. And then once I discover that, the boat rides are going to become like a piece of evidence within that larger mystery. And there's a disconnect there because as a player, I don't know that, right? Like, I can't know what mysteries I haven't discovered yet. The boat rides seems like it's a mystery. I guess it's not a crime, but not all of these are crimes. Like the right? Who opened the third seal? I don't. Is this a crime? It is related to a crime. So maybe that's the thing. Maybe, like, these are all actually crimes. These are instances of the law being broken. And the boat ride, there's no law that was broken there. So I can only ask about sort of, like, legally relevant things. Which is an interesting, like, that's actually an interesting framework. That's a way to think about it. And that might be sort of core to how the game is presenting me with options. That wasn't obvious, and I wish that that was more sort of like narratively recognized, that somehow Love Dies talks about sort of how the law is what is important, right? Like, crimes are what's important, and she doesn't really care about anything that isn't a crime. Then it would kind of make sense to me that, like, she doesn't ask about these weird things that happen that are not obviously connected to crimes. Yeah. Anyway, okay, let's go back to the game. Let's try to get into this pyramid.
Nightmare computer.
That's a person with horns. That horn? Yeah, okay. That's some pyramids. Do you notice, though, this is the first one that we've done that has all 4 of the upgrades required. So this must be... This is a fairly late game gate that we're passing through. That's good. That's exciting. That suggests something good to me. This is also, I think, the first time that I've actually used the worship. So I think, like, wait, oh no, I see. Those are the arms. Huh. How do I do this? There's no, like, circle on the head. That's not...
Nightmare computer unlocked.
What the fuck? That... What? That was... What? What? How the hell was that the answer? Okay. Hi, are you a god? Did I just, hey. Crying grudge. It's a fucking hell of a way to address a god. Why am I plagued by insects? You don't seem particularly fazed by meeting a god. It's a strange day. I'm having a strange day. This isn't the weirdest thing I've done. Too many of you have come to see me these last few years, exploiting my weakened state.
That's weird.
Who? Your mad king? Obsessed little shit? Was that, Montserrat? The masked man? A sneaky one, that one. Is that Witness? The woman that builds. She's pure in her goals. I admire her. So this is, no. Crimson? Carmelina Silence. Carmelina Silence is pure in her goals, according to Crying Grudge. Interesting. And now you. Who are you? I'm the investigator. What are you investigating?
Sure.
Last night someone murdered the council. The Mad King is dead.
What the hell?
Why do you refer to Montserrat as mad? He believed he was more than he was. Anyone like that is mad. He doubled down on his madness, though. His plans for the next island, the arrogance. Oh shit, what does that mean? Who was the masked man who came to see you? Are all of you like him? Why live like that? I think this is Witness. You need to find why he took my flesh from me. Holy shit, what does that mean? Do you have a name? A name for him, I think? The one that oversees the end of an island. I have met him before. He came to me recently. Witness, what did he want? My flesh.
The investigator is here.
The key to a lock. Same as the woman. So Witness and Carmelina, who are each other's alibis, both wanted his flesh in order to unlock the fourth holy seal. Show, right? That was like, show your godly or godlike. I don't know. You called her a builder. Do you mean architect Carmelina? She is more creative. She had a better plan than Witness did. Oh fuck, we got ants. It's still February and we got ants. Jesus. What plan are you talking about? The flesh was fused with another. My body lives elsewhere on this island. What the fuck? What does that mean? What does that mean? Anyone else stop by to tear a strip off? When the Mad King wasn't so mad, he used my flesh to make the lock. He wore it on a pendant. No one can open the lock without him. So, this is not actually as great as I thought it was. So the fourth seal said, like, present your godliness, I guess, or something like that. Which it seemed like maybe a thing that the council could do to open up the door, but it's actually just like he had a physical key. He had a fob on a necklace that was hard to replicate, but not impossible, because like there's actually quite a lot of god flesh around. It's just, you know, here, and you'd have to come here and get it. But like, it doesn't seem like great security. Also, somebody could like take your necklace and then they've got the key and you don't have it anymore. It seems like, yeah, that doesn't seem great. What lock? The Mad King's fourth holy seal. You need my flesh to pass through it. What do you know about someone possessed by a demon? I can feel him out there. The anger emanating is like a smog. Did he get some of your flesh? He didn't come here, but who can say? I mean, you're a god? Leave me, I'm bored of you. What about, hey, what about your flesh, though? I mean, I guess it does sound like there's quite a lot of it out there, so maybe I can get it from somebody else. Doesn't look like Crying Grudge has much flesh to go around. Yeah, that's true. The Council sure love their eminently transferable, replicatable, detached biological keys. Yeah, they sure do. I mean, they're cult leaders, not sysadmins. I guess, what do you expect? Alright, let's talk to the good doctor.
Dr. Ninjas.
What's up, loved eyes? Well, let's talk about all of these things. Hey, tell me about the death of your father. Would you kill the council for revenge?
I'm a professional.
You've got some guts coming onto my yacht, flinging bullshit around like that. Just doing my job, Doc. Not a killer, never have been, never will be, regardless of what happened to my father. Oh, that's right. He wasn't a killer, his father was? Oh. I remember his whole deal exactly. Well, I want to ask about death screams, but let's just go through. Akiko thinks the demon tricked the inhibitors, and that's how Henry escaped. It's certainly a theory. Is it a good one? There's no proof. I can't say anything without proof.
Theoretically?
Theoretically? We've never encountered this phenomenon before, but every race of demons is different. It's worth considering, but you need to try to find proof before relying on a theory. Keep that in mind. I've found proof that proves against it, so I'm not that worried. What about death screams? Could they cause an adrenaline burst? Maybe, but I don't know how you'd weaponize a death scream. What about one of these? Strange device. It looks like it records death screams. Is that a directional speaker? How would you record a death scream? You could record the brain activity using electrodes. This device looks like it has a crystal in it. Some crystals are capable of recording emotions. obviously. The death scream gets written to that, and upon stimulation, the crystal would output the scream. It's a one-shot use, though. You can see that the crystal is burnt out. Oh, so it is like a sniper rifle. It's like there was somebody who was actually there. Oh, there's somebody who was actually there. Lydia and Sam were there. Okay. Okay. I can never experience the death screams as I'm not a sufferer. I presume you want my opinion, though. The demon that possessed Henry is attuned to psychic energy. This could have been used to agitate it. Handy if you wanted to turn Henry into a weapon, or to make it seem like he could have been one. Did you examine the dead guards at the First Holy Seal? Waffles, thank you! That is very kind. Thank you very much. Akiko... Oh, Akiko. Akiko, suspicious. Akiko wouldn't let me examine those bodies.
Investigator!
She said that's military jurisdiction. She didn't want the corpses of her soldiers disrespected with a post-mortem. Fuck Akiko. Even though there could be evidence, in her mind she's already got the case solved. Henry's behind bars, and he clearly did it. Do you believe that? I'm not much into beliefs, Love Dies. I'm waiting to see what truth you find. Is there a database of DNA or blood samples for everyone on the island?
How?
You want to run some blood? I wish I could help. Just after the crisis meeting last night, parts of the central servers started corrupting. All of your stuff is on the cloud, huh? That's convenient. Isn't it? I became aware of it because the terminal in my lab does an automated backup in the early hours. I got a report that the backup failed. I took a look, and part of the medical archive had corrupted.
The investigator is here.
What about the backup of the central server on the moon? Oh, right. We back up all of our data on the moon. I forgot.
That's not nice.
That went down as well. The corruption spread. Not to all of the moon database. I can still access most of the files on here. Where is the server on the island? In the caverns underneath the island. Masahiro Heavy Industries maintains it. The only entrance into the cavern is via the deep factory that's under lockdown. Okay. The deep factory is shut down at the end of the island. Only 4 people can unlock it. Council member Macon Origin ran Masahiro, but her dead body is up on the council penthouse. Same with Pandora 2. She ran Dead Nebula and the Deep Factory. Nicolina Rose is second in command of Dead Nebula, but they're on the next island. Lydia took them early on. And Balthazar Tears was Macon's assistant at Masahiro, but he's on the next island as well.
I have a bad feeling about this.
I'll go to the 25th island and bring Nicolina and Balthazar back, and they can open up the Deep Factory so I can find out what the hell is going on with that server. What? That's a thing? Can you do that?
I've got all the time in the world.
Not so fast, Love Dies. No one leaves this island. Judge's orders. Besides, you need Lydia to take you to the next island, and she's on your list of suspects, right?
Don't test me.
Wait, but that's all that's preventing it? Like, that's a thing that we could do. I didn't think that was a thing that we could do. I thought it was like a one-way trip to the next island. So the only thing that's preventing this is the language that the judge used in locking down, locking down travel. And the fact that Lydia is a suspect. I don't know what that has to do with anything. If Lydia... Like, Lydia would... What's the concern? That Lydia would, like, flee into the 25th island? That seems like a terrible plan. Like, we would just catch her and bring her back. Wild! It's wild to me that they're presenting that this is even possible and then giving such flimsy reasons why we can't do it. Whereas I would have 100% bought, like, nope, can't do that.
Hypothetically?
Two options: chalk it up to bad luck and coincidence, or let it fuel a dreadful, all-consuming conspiracy. No, it's definitely a conspiracy. I'll go for the second one.
My favourite investigator.
Keep on trucking, Love Dies. That's right. Damn right. Hey. Oh, no, I guess I'll go in order. Doc, the third Holy Seal is a blood lock coded to Council Blood. Does it make sense? Does it make sense?
Sure.
Who's got Council Blood?
I'm a professional.
Is this a trick question, Love Dies? Only the Council. What if that wasn't true?
Huh?
Are you asking if someone secretly has Council Blood? Yes. That's what I'm asking. That's a stretch. What the fuck do you mean that's a stretch? Like, either that is a logical impossibility because... What? Or... it's a terrible security system and somebody definitely could have Council Blood. What about you? Do you keep samples of Council Blood? I do. Yeah, no, that's a stretch. That's a stretch, Love Dies. I mean, I have it. I've got a whole bunch of it. But whatever. I do for medical reasons. They're locked down, though. Could someone have taken one? They're under high security. Can you check? Anyone been in your clinic who shouldn't have been in here recently?
Bad.
No, except yes. I did catch Sam in there. He was just picking up his prescription, though.
Ooh, the investigator is here.
Who the fuck are these people? Can you check that the Council blood samples are all accounted for? Seems like a thing you should have done. Let me just pull up the inventory on my phone. Sorry, the app is taking ages to load.
I'm worried.
There's one missing. But the security alarm didn't go off.
What the hell?
Whose sample is missing? Kafka memory. And Sam took it.
Oh.
There's an anomaly with Kafka's login to the blood lock. This is bad, Love Dies.
Like this.
You don't need to tell me. I mean, this is good for me, right? As an investigator. This puts you and or Sam at the scene.
I had nothing to do with this.
Yeah, that's testimony. A blood sample from your clinic was found on the seal. You found Sam snooping in your clinic. Maybe he took the sample and used it?
You've got this wrong. Well,
it sure as hell wasn't me. Let's talk about Henry's father. Why don't we know who Henry's father is? And is it possible that it's Crying Grudge?
Theoretically.
You mean why wasn't that tracked like every other birth? When she gave birth, she said she didn't know who the father was. It was some crazy skeleton god that was crying all the time. What about DNA? Test came up blank. It came up blank, like he doesn't have DNA? What do you mean by blank? Isn't that concerning? Very. Not a lot I can do,
That's
though.
weird.
Why would a DNA test come up blank? We missed someone and don't have them recorded. I don't think this is important, Love Dies. I'm not sure how this relates to the council murder, we don't keep very good records, and we know it. We're extremely aware of how shitty our record keeping is.
Sure.
What if someone deliberately kept the birth a secret? Why would they do that? Someone having an affair they shouldn't be? It's a possibility. I've never thought about somebody having an affair before, but they'd need some high-level clearance for that. Or access to
The
you.
island is about to end.
That's quite the accusation, investigator. I mean, I gotta say, Doctor, like... I like your hair. You don't seem very good at your job. Did you see the Grand Marshal last night? I saw Akiko after the murder when I examined Henry. Can't help you with anything before that. Have you spoken to Akiko? Yeah, I totally have. Did you see Crimson last night? She has her little emporium. Go ask her. Is there anything else you can tell me about Henry's movements last night? You've spoken to Akiko, right? She'll tell you what he did. I mean... Did you see Lydia and Sam last night? I was in my clinic all night and didn't see them. Lydia should have been in contact with Yuri, though. Hey, what do you know about the second Holy Seal? Oh yeah, not a thing. What do you know about the fourth Holy Seal? What do you know about somebody who's got crying griefs, crying, what is it? Crying grudge? Crying grudge is flesh fused into a body on the island somewhere. What do you know about that? Hey, let's hang out.
My favorite investigator.
I think I've got some handcuffs somewhere around here if you need them. How many people have you used them on? Only a few special ones.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Still not settled down then. Not that kind of guy. Too much to experience. It is a small island, dude. Small island, not that much to experience. Every person is unique. Each island has a lot of new people. Relationships, oh shit. Relationships with citizens are forbidden.
Indeed.
Do you want me to get out the handcuffs? Want to take me in? Oh shit. Doom Jazz. Nice topic change. You changed your arms. An updated model by MHI. They have improved haptics in the fingers.
I'm glad to be back.
Strictly for medical purposes, I'm sure. Listen, I maybe was feeling Doom Jazz last time. I am not feeling Doom Jazz anymore. I don't know if he's a murderer.
Indeed.
But he's bad at being a doctor. I understand the key to your heart is information. You desire the unknown. You desire to know about
You've
people.
got this wrong.
Maybe there's something I can help you with. Do you have something you want to tell me? Tell the investigator.
The island is about to end.
Akiko's in trouble. She's been mixing business and pleasure. The council found out. Oh, the council found out. They're planning on stripping her of authority on the next island. Oh, shit. Alright. Is this about her relationship with Captain Voth? So you
The
know.
facts and the truth are not the same.
And who
You've
told
got
you?
this wrong.
Aiz Kiwami, a while before he died, he gets loose-lipped after a drink. He was a council member,
Sure.
I assume. And who told
Want to play
Akiko?
doctors and nurses?
I get loose-lipped around a woman in power armor. Fucking Dr. Doom Jazz. Ugh. Okay, so, I mean, he's... Okay, I do have to say, if we're going off of Love Dies, like, How to Get Away with Murder, if there's anybody on this island who is making it seem utterly ridiculous that they could have committed a murder, it's Dr. Doomjazz, who seems utterly incompetent to me. But that could be a front. Like, that could easily be a facade. I think I've got 2 more of these. Shit. How many? 1? 1 more? Do I just need 1 more fucking red? Okay. Alright. Where am I going? Carmelina took some god flesh. What happened to it? I mean, we're right here. Let's go talk to Carmelina. Jesus.
Halt! What do you want, freak?
Architect Carmelina Island.
At first I was surprised that it's taken them 25 tries to make the perfect island. Now I'm surprised that they made it to 24 at all. Yeah, I hear you, Hubert. That's... Fourth Holy Seal. What do you know about the Fourth Holy Seal?
Perfection.
It's not my place to know. If no one knows how to get into the council building and the next island is already built, when the new council building, how will the new council get into it? I mean, that's a pretty good question. If the seals on the next island cannot be breached, we will rebuild the council building. The perfect island already sounds less than
Craft
perfect.
is its own reward.
Perfection requires adaptability. We will adapt. Yeah. Want to tell me what you were doing carving flesh from a god?
Do your job.
How dare you accuse me? I'm not accusing you. I'm not accusing you. Literally, God is accusing you. God himself has accused you.
Crime cannot hide.
Crying Grudge said it
is
himself.
cowardly to insinuate, investigator.
No such thing happened. I think it did.
Do your job.
Then you will need some evidence. You are accusing the leader of the syndicate and one of the worst crimes imaginable. Temporary leader. Oh, yeah. Do you know anything about the Holy Seal? Do you want to hang out?
How dare you?
It's a fucking investigator. What do you think?
We have achieved perfection.
What do you want to know? What do you do as the
Craft
architect?
is its own reward.
Craft and enable dreams. Each island needs to be thoroughly designed. I plan every square inch. It takes centuries. The islands are given form by the council's psychic will. I transmute that psychic will into physical form. Interesting. I feel like this is gonna give me some information. You followed in your parents' footsteps. My mother and father had a unique gift, one that they taught me. The gift was part of the Silent Goat's blessing when the syndicate was formed. We needed somewhere to live outside of the real world. How do you transmute the council's will? I have never been able to describe it. It's just a feeling. When they meditate and envisage the island, I am able to open psychic pathways to a new reality and let the island take shape. So if we lost Carmelina Silence, it seems like we'd be pretty fucked, right? Like, presumably we can get a new council, but this is the only person who knows. Like, not only is she... Carmelina is the architect. Sure. She's good at building islands. Got it. Carmelina is the only one who knows how to build an island, and she cannot describe the process by which she does it. That seems bad. Just from a, organizational, institutional knowledge standpoint, that seems bad. The syndicate would be lost without you.
Perfection. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Can we discuss something of a delicate nature? Something concerns me about Witness. Some of us become more complicated as our lives go on. Others do not. I can see it behind his mask. He does seem like he's changed. He's changed since I've been gone. Witness has become gripped with religious hysteria. He believes that we have strayed too far from the path. Montserrat wanted to protect the new island with a tighter grip on the Syndicate. In Witness's eyes, our leader was not placing enough importance on resurrecting the gods. Montserrat was furthering the Syndicate, not our holy mission.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Then that does make him a sinner.
Believe what you want.
Don't be short-sighted. The Syndicate are hampered by demonic invasions and the deaths of our homes. Montserrat was playing a longer game. Build a perfect island, rule it perfectly, and then focus on the gods. Our divided attention was getting us nowhere. Witness had grown infuriated with Montserrat. They were like baying dogs in Syndicate meetings. What are Syndicate meetings? Does the whole Syndicate get together for a town hall? Yeah, I guess they must. What? Witness voted against every one of Montserrat's proposals.
Got it.
Alright, we should probably go talk to Witness. When a man becomes complicated, he often withdraws. Witness is no different. He needed time with his thoughts. His sanctuary was his apartment. It became rare to see him. I have wondered what he does up there.
The investigator is here.
Is this privacy more than usual? We would almost never see him. He would only leave his apartment to attend Syndicate meetings, and only then it was to scream religious proclamations at us. That was one of the reasons I went to see him last night. I was worried. I needed to know he was fine at the final end of an island. Thank you for your candor, Architect. Okay, so I do feel like if Witness is involved, I don't think he could be involved without Carmelina. The fact that she is directing attention towards him makes me think... It makes me less suspicious of him and more suspicious of her. I'm not sure why. I don't think that's logical, but... Okay, that's a view. Okay, there's a couple things that I really want to do. And one is to go hang out very quickly. I think this is going to be fast.
Fast travel unlocked. Starlight skins obtained.
Justice. One is to go hang out with Henry Division. Because here's my theory, is that if I hang out with him enough and get him to like me, then he's going to tell me the combination to the safe that... What is this
Ooh,
thing?
The investigator is here. Nanny, the hell?
Yeah, no,
That's
this is
weird.
fine. Right. Whatever. I already did that. Where? Okay, there we go.
Henry Division.
I think if I make friends enough with him, then the information he's going to give me, his hangout information, is going to be the combination to his safe. Hey, what do you know about the fourth Holy Seal?
What?
The fuck is that? One of the uninterested. Get with the program. What if I say, what do you know about the flesh of Crying Grudge being your dad? Did you go through the barracks last night? He doesn't know anything.
I'm shocked. Stunned.
Yeah, he doesn't... Whatever. Blah, 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 blah.
Got it.
Okay, do you know anything about your father? He wasn't around when I was born. Did your mother know him? I think so. She'd never talk about him. I think she loved him. She was scared of talking about him. Find my father. Maybe it was Montserrat? Is there any joy to be had on the islands? Oh yeah, too much, really. What the fuck do you think?
Got it.
Just trying to get a handle on the island that birthed the crime to end all crimes. We do our work in Prey. Sometimes people go to that bar. Sometimes we go to the beach. Did you know that there's boat rides? Fucking boat rides.
Sure.
Have you been on
I
one?
spent my
Yeah.
entire life adrift.
I spent my entire life adrift. A long time ago, my mom took me. We didn't get the best seats. I was a problem kid and she was a single mother. Were you always shunned? She made some friends eventually. There was a mahjong club in one of the apartments. She got in with them. What about you? I found kids to hang out with. Not friends, though. I'd just do stuff to make them laugh. Smash windows, set fire to people, whatever. That's when I started being arrested a lot. For setting fire to people. Hang on, what the fuck am I doing opening up like this? Whatever. Relationship increased. I didn't even have a dialogue choice that time. So I wonder if that's systemic or if it's just random. Like, some of these are written where there is a dialogue choice and some of them are just not. Or if, like, the first time you hang out with someone, there will be a dialogue choice and maybe that choice matters. Like, you can either unlock information right away or not. And if you don't, then you can hang out with them a second time and there's another conversation. This one doesn't have a meaningful choice in it. It's just always going to unlock information. Or maybe I'm overthinking it. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Tell me something. Do you have something you want to tell me? I like you, investigator. I think you're onto something. The code to my safe in my apartment is SO39-4BF984537BS9. Not writing that down. Thought you had a bad memory. Some things just get engraved on it. Trust me, I wish they didn't. People should have minds full of things. If you only have a couple of things rattling around in there, it's torture.
It's like a desert covered in fog.
Fuck, dude. The same thing keeps bouncing off the edges of your consciousness, and it's like a gunshot each time.
Key item obtained.
Yeah, here's a guy who understands security. Agreed. Hey, while we're here...
Grand Marshal Akiko 14.
Fucking Akiko. Tell me about why your necklace is in KHX's workshop. You think you stumbled onto something, don't you? Got me at the scene of a crime? KHX made my necklace, and it broke a while ago. I took it to him to get repaired before the end of the island. About a month ago, when he went missing, I accepted that fate had decided that the necklace wasn't supposed to go to the next island. It's important to let things go. So you haven't been to his workshop in the last few days. Yeah. What? So... now that I've sort of like thought about it and looked at the interface and whatnot, I think this is exactly what I was saying, is that all of these categories are crimes plus a couple of other things, plus like alibis. But all of the categories of new questions that I can open up are all in crimes. So, for example, I would love to ask Akiko, hey, I heard that you were getting fired, and it was supposed to be a secret, but you found out about it. Want to tell me about that? Like, how'd that make you feel? But that is not directly related to a crime that I have opened up on my computer notebook, so I can't ask about that. Yeah, what happened with the prisoners you removed from the barracks prison?
The facts and the truth are not the same.
Why were they removed? They were being processed before the slaughter ritual. We don't just open the prison gates and let them wander over to the temple. They were removed before the slaughter ritual. What happened to them? They were processed and returned to their cells. No, the logs don't show them being returned. You don't have access to the full Marshall network, so you can't prove that. You also don't get to question how I run my army. I do, though! I'm the fucking detective here at the end of the world! Why didn't you let Doomjazz examine the dead bodies of the Marshall guards? I mean, she's not going to give me anything. They had been carved up by the monster, who, as I keep saying, is in custody. Surely even the investigation freak can see it's an open and shut case. If it was, I wouldn't be here. I feel like, especially for Akiko, everybody else is kind of whatever, but Akiko only hits this one point of, we don't need an investigator, your job is redundant. I know exactly what happened, I know who the killer is, and he's in custody. So none of this matters, and I'm not going to answer any of your questions. I feel like, hey, KHX was also murdered at a different time. And definitely not by Henry Division, right? Like, there's no way that he could have committed that crime. So even if you're convinced that no investigation is necessary for the council's murder, I wish that I could come and say, like, hey, what about KHX? Somebody murdered him. Can you tell me about all of these things related to that murder? Our methods of enforcing compliance are pretty limited. Yeah, that's 100% true. We've been granted authority by the judge, but not everybody respects that, and it doesn't seem like there's any recourse. Like, I guess I could go to the judge and say, hey, Judge, Akiko's not cooperating. Can you do anything about that? I don't know if that would work out. Fourth Holy Seal. What does it matter?
I have a bad feeling about this.
I mean, it's all dumb. You want to hang out?
The investigator is...
What do you mean?
I'm glad to be back. Sure.
Akiko, you're the greatest soldier the Syndicate has ever known. You repelled the 19th sequence invasion. I just want to know about your military background. Surely that's not too much to ask.
Back off.
My parents died in the wars when I was 9. I was orphaned into the army of New Night. I became a child soldier mastering guerrilla warfare. At 13, I led an insurgency through my home country to push your lover, Damned Harmony, out of my country. Fuck. He's not my... You were deceived by him and nearly allowed him to destroy the Syndicate. Now here I am, talking to you and wishing I was dead. Do you like killing? I'm not a murderer, I'm a soldier. I didn't say murder. Killing and murder are different. That's the first intelligent thing out of your mouth. A soldier has a job to do. We disconnect from life and become blades. We fight to give the world meaning. The world needs conflict. What am I doing
Oh,
talking to you
I'm
like
glad to be
this?
back.
Careful, Akiko, you almost opened up. Relationship increased.
Sure.
Is there something else? No, it's nothing. I need your help, Akiko. No one has anything on Lydia and Sam. Surely the head of the military keeps an eye on people. Fine. I am not one for gossiping. This is a time of crisis, so I'll tell you
Sure.
what we know. The God Justice Marshals. My marshals have told me they've seen Lydia and Sam meeting in secret at the farm. At the farm? That is your job, investigator. Okay. Interesting. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay. I want to go to Syndicate Apartments. I have no... Let's do this. Hey, Crimson Acid, tell me about KHX.
Crimson Acid.
I already bought all of your Starlight upgrades. I think. Okay, see, now this looks like it's a choice, right? But I think it's not. I think this is not a choice. I think these are just two things that I can say and should say, and I should just say them. And the fact that this is blunt, I feel weird about that now, because, like, I don't think that that's actually giving me a lot of contextual information. It's just... I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. I'm gonna do interrogate, but I think after I have this conversation, I'm gonna come back and do blunt, right? Like, that's gonna still be here. I found a tuft of your hair in KHX's workshop,
Crime
and
is repulsive.
that puts you at the scene of a disappearance. Oh, I forgot that's what we assumed about that. Come on, lady, you know it, that doesn't prove anything. See, yeah, those were not choices. This is just a list. We need to talk, Acid. You never call me Acid.
Is this a fact?
Why was
or a
KHX accusing you of stealing the key to the second Holy
Doesn't
Seal?
add up.
Shit.
Crime is repulsive.
This makes you a prime suspect. Spill
Your
it.
truth is wrong.
I promise I didn't kill the council. I need you to know
Don't test
that.
me.
The Holy Seals are the holy grails of secret hunters. They're so locked down and under wraps.
Thief.
I was losing sleep each night thinking about them. I knew KHX designed the second seal, so I started talking to him. I also knew he was obsessed with me.
Got it.
What?
Yeah, he was obsessed. More than I expected. I thought he was just horny for me, but he got it into his head that if we achieve perfection on the next island, he'd ascend to heaven.
Paradise feels wrong.
His diary called you his queen of the astral heaven. Good snooping. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Since I'm blessed by the gods, he coveted me as a trophy queen. The guy was out of his mind.
I don't like this.
You keep... Oh. Oh, shit. You keep using the past
I have
tense.
my ways.
I'm not stupid. If the council got on the bad side of a killer and the person who designed the part of their security is missing, he's either dead or might as well be.
Crime is repulsive.
Did you do it? Even if he was going to squeal to Montserrat? I talked him down. I strung him along in a relationship. I could persuade him to do almost anything. Except give you the secret to the second Holy Seal. There was a data key he guarded. I took it and made a copy. How'd you copy it?
Weird.
I'm a fucking detective. You ask
Don't
a
be
lot of
coy.
questions. Someone in Masahiro Heavy Industries owed me a favor. That favor was an hour in one of their high-end computer labs. Turned out to be a heavily encrypted digital key on a flash drive. I put the key back in his workshop, apologized profusely, and did something to take his mind off of
The
it.
investigator is here.
Did you use the
Doesn't
key?
add up.
No. I know where and how, though. The obelisks on the beach, the key works on them. And that's the second seal
Thank you.
secret. No, there's more, but I don't know what. Why didn't you use the key? Bad vibes, lady. I could feel it in the air. Things were happening on
When
the
love
island.
dies, all that remains are the facts.
This still makes you a suspect, Crimson. I know. Okay. Do you know anything about the third
Good
Holy
work.
Seal? I mean, I have so many blood crystals. I don't really think that I need it, but I'll take it.
What the hell?
How do you know that? I have my ways. Someone let it slip.
The
Who?
investigator is here.
Aiz Kiwami. What made him tell you? That will always be my
That's it.
secret. Who else knows? Who can say? May the gods carry him through the cosmos, but he was easy to manipulate. He had a weakness for women and easily gave into cosmic fear. Who knows who talks to who on the island? Who knows what secret meetings happen in quiet rooms? Who knows what gets said when someone has the fear of the gods put
I
into
don't
them?
like this.
Well, that narrows it down. Got any product that relates to Henry's father? An investigator investigates. The third Holy Seal is a bloodlock that requires council blood. I need to know where Henry got that blood from. Henry's father is an odd one, isn't it? The Syndicate controlled this island, and citizens monitored like cattle. This slipped through,
Business
though.
is business.
I've been trying to find out the answer myself. I don't like
Business
unknowns.
is business.
I haven't got much, but I do have something to sell.
Good.
Nice doing business with you. I've got records of some private financial transactions between Rena Division and Aiz Kiwami. Okay.
Ooh, the investigator is here.
What kinds of transactions? Aiz was giving her money. Henry was born 27 years ago, right? These transactions date back to 27 years and 5 months ago. I thought you were an investigator. Why would a powerful council member be giving personal money in secretive transactions to a female citizen 5 months before her only child was born? Thanks for keeping up, Loved Eyes. Very nice. Do you know anything about how the council entered the penthouse?
Secret breed
If I
mystery.
knew the secrets of the seals, Oh, I don't mean the seals. I mean, how do they go in and out frequently? Are they in there every day? The penthouse is reserved for special business. It takes a lot to get the council in there. Big building to be hardly ever
Thank you.
used. Montserrat loved his concrete. He wanted something large and imposing, something to reach the heavens without the audacity of Babylon. Why not build it on the mountain if you wanted to reach
Thank
the
you.
heavens? The mountain is reserved for holy grounds. The temple is carved into it. You don't argue with the high priestess. Anyway, Montserrat decided the council would only enter the penthouse together. His paranoia was growing unabated. Do you know he always carried a gun? The old Montserrat never used to do that. So it would be weird if I have evidence of a council member entering by themselves 2 days before the murder.
Who knows?
If a council member did, they'd be going directly against our leader. Risky move. None of us are privy to everything that happens with the council, so I can't say for sure. I haven't heard anything about council members disobeying him, though. If that's the evidence you've got, something is definitely suspicious. Crimson Acid is, like, super helpful. In a totally different way than any of the other characters. What do you know about the fourth Holy Seal? It's an open secret that it requires some kind of godliness to get through. That's a fucking open secret?
That's weird.
Word got out a while back. From who? Not sure, just kind of bubbled up. Someone probably got loose-lipped after a drink. So everyone in the Syndicate would know how to breach it. Not the specifics, But if anyone says they don't know anything about it, they're lying. Trying to cover their asses. Now you're here. Time to uncover some asses. That's my catchphrase. What are you planning to do with your amassed wealth? If trade is good, you're carrying a lot of blood crystals. Quiet life, that's why I'm down here away from the tower. Not the greatest fan of people. Having a big chunk of chains allows you to live your life in peace. You're still an idol. You still have your job to do.
I have my ways.
I am late for a meeting. Whoops. We all have our crosses to bear. Have you tried that new beer I'm on the can of? It's good. I bought a can, last one on the island. There's a competition to win a date with me with a winning ring pull. Anyone win? I'll let you into a little secret. There are no winning ring
Don't be
pulls.
coy.
I know certain things about the Dead Nebula Company. I told the CEO that I know these things, and she made the winning ring pull disappear. I'm not a prize to be passed
Sorry.
around. Funny. I dread to think what your file on me looks like. I know all sorts, but there's always more to learn. Holy shit, yes. Flirt with Crimson Acid. Maybe you can learn more about me one day.
Don't be coy.
Don't be a tease. Be seeing you, lady. Okay. Sweet. I'm gonna go save and leave real quick because I have a thesis meeting that I forgot about at 4 o'clock and I'm now 12 minutes late for it. So let's save this game. And I'll just say thank you, everybody. This was a lot of fun. I feel like we got a lot done. We're very much moved into the like questioning everybody phase of this. I feel like the way that I think about this game in the context of like Phoenix Wright games, there's a lot of searching for physical evidence, and then once you've got all of this physical evidence, you go around and you talk to everybody. And this game, I think, encourages that because you're constantly uncovering more things to talk to people about. So it feels like it's easier to just sort of wait until you have a lot of stuff to talk about and then go talk to everybody. But yeah, I think we'll do some more of that. There's still lots of people that we have to talk to. Sam and Lydia and who else? Other folks. Mostly Sam and Lydia, I guess. And Witness. Witness is the big one. So I think we'll do a big Witness expose next week when I come back on Wednesday. I believe that on Wednesday afternoon I will do the next stream of this. May or may not be able to do one on Thursday. We'll see. But yeah, Wednesday should be good. And then mostly walking on Monday. So I'll see you there for that. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. This was a lot of fun. Stay safe. Be well. Have a good weekend. I'll see you next time. Bye.